Hi everyone, welcome. It is me, Sherry Shepherd. Welcome to Make Your Day Richer. Get ready to meet someone who doesn't just write books, she helps people rewrite their lives. Bridget Cook-Burch is a New York Times and Wall Street Journal bestselling author, speaker, and humanitarian whose work has been featured on Oprah, CNN, Dateline, NPR, you and name it. Her clients call her the book whisperer, and for good reason. Bridget's riveting stories like The Witness Wore Red, Skinhead Confessions, and Shattered Silence aren't just page turners, they're life changers. She's the founder of YourInspiredStory.com and Inspired Legacy Publishing, helping people turn their personal journeys into powerful tools for healing and leadership. From running a multi-million-dollar trucking company to leading retreats in Italy and Ireland, Bridget's mission is clear: help others discover the power of their story to change the world. So if that sounds like a good show to you, click the like button, click the share button, and we'll start the show.
Make your day richer than it was before. Got some good times knocking upon your front door.
Bridget, thank you so much for joining me this morning.
I'm delighted and honored to be here. We are going to have a ball.
I think we are. Mostly I wish we were recording before because you were talking about how you've been watching the show, and I always love when I hear that. But we'll slide past that. And I want to know how someone gets the name The Book Whisperer.
Oh, well, thank you for asking. So I didn't ask for it or call it forth, but several of my clients just started saying, "You are the book whisperer." We'd be going through elements or aspects of their story. And I'm so intrigued. I get obsessed with people and their stories. And then I'd say, "Have you thought about starting here? Have you thought about this particular arc? Have you thought about this rise and fall?" And they things that they hadn't thought about in terms of their own stories. And they're like, "You're such a book whisperer." And I'm like, "Oh, that's really nice." And then it happened often enough that I'm like, "All right, we'll claim this."
Yes. I have a here, I should have had this prepared. I have this for you as a gift today. The book or crown that I just grabbed.
Wow.
So we'll put that on for you. I feel like that's official. Have
There we
you always been, like you said, like so intrigued by people's stories? Like when did this fascination begin?
Oh, yes. Especially, I was just an avid reader when I was younger, and I read out everything, the bookmobile, the town library, kinds of things. But then in addition to that, it was one of those things where I loved nonfiction as much as I loved fiction. So I would read about stars and galaxies and magic and, extraterrestrials and Anne Frank and the Underground Railroad and just these different dynamics of life. And so I was always intrigued. But there was this part of that didn't feel like I deserved to breathe. I was quite wounded when I was younger, and not because I didn't have great parents. I was adopted when I was 6 months old to the most remarkable family, but they were my third set of parents by that time. And so I carried this unconscious wounding, and I just didn't feel very worthy until I had a near-death experience in the hospital. I'm listening to nurses outside in the corridor, and they're just saying, "She's not gonna make it." And having to come to terms with my own death, and then I was told I was being given a second chance at life. And when that happened, it's like I looked at the world in a totally different way. I looked at all humans in a totally different way, but I could also see the threads of story. Someone will talk to me about their story, and I see things beginning, middle, and end, and they might even tell me out of order, but I start to see the tapestry, the flow of it, and how it could be told in a way that would impact people. So that's when the magic really started to happen. And it was a little at a time, but it just has continued to blossom.
I mean, you said that you started looking at other people, the world differently. how did you look at yourself after that? Like, it feels like everything to me is The Wizard of Oz, like from black and white to Technicolor. Is that how it went for you, or what was that like for your own version of
Oh,
yourself?
yeah. I will have to tell you because, that that presence in my hospital room was the realest thing that I had ever experienced. So it was from, like, Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, black and white, to sudden color and
Yeah.
vibration and unconditional love, like I had just never experienced before. And, I was going to college and working through jobs. I was failing miserably at everything and not great in relationships, etc. But in this room was just this unconditional love. So when I stood up for myself in the hospital, told them, "Hey, I can't have this one drug you're giving me." It was an intravenous antibiotic. And I said, "It's killing me." Took a stand for myself, walked
Wow.
out of the hospital under my own power. I knew my life had changed. And as I said, meeting people, hearing stories, those kinds of things. But Richard, for the very first time in my entire life, I could look into the mirror and in my own eyes, I could see love there. And
Mm.
so I've forever been changed.
Have you written about this?
I wrote a tiny little bit about it. I don't know if you've heard of Lisa Nichols from The Secret. She's
Yeah.
an incredible woman. We
Yes.
did an
Great book.
anthology together, and so we wrote a book called Living Proof, and it was about celebrating the gifts that come wrapped in sandpaper, as this one
Mm.
was. And so I
Wow.
wrote a
I love
little
that.
bit about it. Yeah, but I've been asked several times. So I have started to work on, 2 of my own books, but just a little at a time because right now I'm so busy helping other people.
What do you love about helping other people? And can you talk a little bit about what you actually do with them for people that are interested in that?
Oh, sure. Well, a couple different phases of things that I do, but, one of the things I have created is called an inspired writers retreat. And it's a place up in the mountains on this beautiful turquoise lake, and it's where writers can own their voice and the legacy of their story and find gifts that they didn't even realize. So we do mostly nonfiction, although fictional authors who are trying to find their voice and their ground and really dig in have found exceptional quality there. But I love it because I get to see, Richard, people who know they have something to share. They just don't know how to get it out on paper. And then I watch them transform. Because when we reflect upon our life, we look back and for the first time often, instead of just here's pain and here's some joy, we see those threads of story, we see patterns, we see all kinds of things, and we remember how brave and bold we are. We remember where we learned great lessons. We remember how feisty and determined to survive we are, and also where our hearts lie. And so when we can put it out on paper, I just watch people transform before me. These emerging leaders who they're not wounded leaders, they're emerging leaders who have a grasp on ego and they also have a grasp on their passion and their purpose. And now they're in a position to be able to speak it. And oftentimes I see these folks create entire movements, not just readers, like they're actual social movements of positive change. It's extraordinary.
Well, and where can people, if they're interested in that retreat, where can people find information about it?
Yeah, that's at inspiredwritersretreat.com.
Okay, good.
And I would love for you to check it out. In fact, we're doing one after this recording. It will be next week and then another one in the
Nice.
fall. So
Okay, good.
great. And then I also do executive coaching where I coach people one on one how to write their stories. And then I do ghostwriting. And I only take on selective projects, but they're really, I get to immerse myself in that person and their story and their voice and their words
Yeah.
and create something extraordinary with them. And I love that.
Can you talk a little bit about, let's say I'm a person and I feel like everybody has something to say, a story to tell, but maybe I don't want to, have it out there on a bookshelf. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of just writing, period.
Yes. There is an extraordinary artist. Her name is Julia Cameron, and she's an artist and a writer and a poet, and she's written fiction and nonfiction, but she has something that she has been teaching for well over 35 years. It's called Morning Pages. And essentially, it's like a brain dump, but instead of, just here's my to-do list for the day, it's allowing the fullest expression of yourself to come out on the page, whatever it looks like.
Yeah.
And then being able to see yourself, find your voice, especially if you write by hand. There's been a tremendous amount of research that says when we write, especially by hand, we move any traumatic experience or painful experience from one part of our brain, in the amygdala, where it's the fight, flight, freeze. We move it from that to the observer part of our brain. So it's like doing EMDR. We no longer react with such intensity of emotion. We're no longer as afraid of our own lives and emotions, and we do an incredible amount of healing from it. Every person on the planet could benefit from writing and writing
Yes.
about themselves.
Yes, I call it word vomiting, but I suppose word dump is just as good. And yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where like people think it's too easy. Like that can't work. That can't actually do anything good for me because it's so easy. But there's science behind it. There are studies behind it that literally just writing for 10 minutes, like whatever comes out of your head, like no editing, no nothing, just like go for it and see what happens.
Yes, in fact, I've worked with inmates. Um, I've worked with people at disability centers. I've worked with veterans, and just even these simple exercises help. And as it's been scientifically proven, and it's one of those things like, oh, it can't be like
Right.
meditation. Oh, really? That 10 minutes a day, that can't do
Yeah.
that much. And then they find that it does. So.
Yeah. Yes. Are you on everybody's like obsessed with Substack now. Are you on Substack?
No, not yet. I'm so busy on what I'm doing
Yeah.
right now. But in a good way, in a good way.
Yeah.
I love being able to serve people, but, I have heard some really great things about Substack, and then I've heard some things that, just the balance of time and needing to watch that and make sure that you're getting your greatest creations done. But I
Yeah.
think it seems like a wonderful platform, and it's definitely something that within the next 12 months I'll be checking out. Are you on there?
I just started. I
Did you?
thought, yeah, I don't know why. I thought I used to have like remember Blogspot? Remember when everyone had a blog? I used to have one of
Mm.
those. And I feel like this is like the reincarnation of that and everyone thinks it's new and cool again. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, you should because you're writing. It's getting people to write again, and I love that. Makes
Yeah,
me
I
happy.
think so. I think anything that gets us to write again. And
Mhm.
Richard, you've probably seen we live, especially right now, in such a volatile society, and we're just full of reactions. We react to things we see online, there's constant reactions. But I really feel like one of the things of the power of writing is that we take a moment to breathe
Yeah.
and to write, and then we look at what we've written, and then we have a chance to compare it to what we really feel like our priorities. So it's not like this rare, or it's not like this, I gotta do something. Instead, it's like, what do I want to do? Where do I want to contribute? Where do I want to be a
Mhm.
greater contribution to the planet? Rather
Yeah.
than part of the fight, where am I a part of the solution? And that happens when we write. But you find that when
Mm.
you're
Yeah.
doing it your.
100%. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That's also a really good segue, making the world a better place, making people's days richer with your nonprofit. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so I've been involved in 2 nonprofits. One of them is called She Was United. I was executive director for a number of years, and it's a a woman-run organization that helps women dare the change that they wish to see in the
Mm,
world, dare to rise from violence. We focused on women caught in trafficking, women caught in domestic violence and sexual assault, and then also our returning women warriors and first responders because they're often in that same PTSD response.
mhm.
And so our work has been focused on education, community, collaboration, and it has been a joy to be a part of. I recently stepped down from my position. I'm still involved, but I'm doing something on the executive committee of the Statue of Responsibility. And there is so much rich story behind it. But essentially, Dr. Viktor Frankl, after he survived 3 Nazi concentration camps, he came out, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning, and then he began to teach and to lecture. And California was one of his favorite places, but he traveled all throughout the US. And one of the things he said, Richard, was, in the United States, you have so much glorious freedom, and we remember freedom,
Yeah.
but it was taken from us. And you cannot have liberty without responsibility. So he wanted to see in the West a statue of responsibility to bookend the Statue of Liberty. Because as he said, you cannot have liberty without responsibility. And there is an extraordinary story behind the sculptor of this and how he connected with Stephen Covey and Dr. Frankel. And in fact, we are about to unveil a statue of responsibility, a 15-footer at Alliant University where Dr. Frankel used to teach.
Wow.
So it's just historic. And when you have time, the depth and the richness of the stories behind this knock your socks off. It's amazing. And I just feel like everything I've done, all the work that I've ever done has led me to this moment and work with this organization.
That gives me goosebumps. I love
Mm.
that. What do you love most about your life? I mean, you've done so many amazing things. What do you love about it right now?
Thank you. It's so crazy. We get caught up in the doing, and I'm one. Like, I don't sleep very much. I'm
Uh-huh.
constantly like connecting with people and working on stories and doing things. Um, I think it's because I don't take that second chance at life for granted.
Yeah.
And Richard, there was a time when I thought I had to prove that there was something worth saving. And recently I came to this, like, there was unconditional love there. And that didn't mean that I couldn't be on the couch eating, bonbons and watching TV. Um, I then became motivated by what I wanted to do, but especially who I want to be. So I'm a mom of 4, and now I'm a Mimi of 4.
Oh my God.
And the
You look like
the
you're 30.
well, you're very kind, but I'm not.
God.
And I just love being able to interact and to see these beautiful creations and what they're doing and how
Mm,
their own personalities and their own stories and what's meaningful to them comes out. So that's my number one. And then my number two is to watch how an author's life transforms when they write the story and then when they have enough courage to get it out into the world into someone's hands that they've never met, and then how their entire life changes. That is another of my greatest joys.
yeah. Oh, I mean, I could talk to you forever because I talk about the book publishing world and how that's changed and ways people can do that. So I'll have to have you back. Um, but first of all, what's the best way that people can connect with you and follow
Well,
you?
thanks for asking. I'm all over Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook. Not on Substack yet, but maybe you'll find me on
Sure.
there shortly. Now you've inspired me. But you can go to yourinspiredstory.com and just check out our retreats. We have a clubhouse community. It's called Inspired Writers Clubhouse. You can join for free. You can check it all out, have fun, interact with us. We've got some exciting things that we're doing in the year 2025. And just know, like, even if you're not sure what story you have yet, it is a beautiful place to hang out. And
Mm.
we would just love to have you.
Okay, good. Oh, I want to have you every day because you're so fun. I was wondering if you'd play a made game with me before you leave today.
Yes.
It's very
Now
easy.
you
It's very
know
easy.
my vulnerabilities.
There's no pressure, and I promise you know all the answers. Okay. I
Okay.
need you to pick a number 1 through 7.
7.
7. I'm going to pick out random questions in here,
Okay.
and you have to say your favorite of whatever topic comes out of here. Okay.
Okay.
It's called favorite. Because we don't love Bridget enough. Now we're going to hear about how the things that she loves. Your favorite advice you've ever been given.
Oh, okay. It was a statement that Mother Teresa gave. She said, I am the pen in the hand of a God who is writing a love letter to the world. And I knew that was me. Not Mother
Mm.
Teresa, because I am not a saint, not even close. But the pen in the hand of a God who is writing a love letter to the world. That was the greatest advice I've ever been given.
I love that. Oh well, I swear. What's the your favorite advice you've given?
Never go to bed angry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good one. Good one. Your favorite cereal?
Okay, the healthy ones? Or
No, I
the
want like the real favorite.
good
Like
night,
I'm
like, I would
yep,
go creeping out for
yep.
Captain Crunch with crunch berries.
That's
Mhm.
well not Crunch Berries, but Captain Crunch, yes, 100%. Yes.
Okay.
Your favorite place to visit?
Oh, ah, I have so many, but I will tell you, there's this little gem on the hill in Italy. It's this old town that's falling down, but there's this like wonderful little community and old style buildings, and everywhere you look is 180 degrees of glory. This is my
Mm.
favorite.
Ugh. Your favorite quote or motto?
Oh, still I rise, Maya
Mm.
Angelou.
Mm. Your favorite type of weather?
You'll laugh. I love them all, but my favorite is I'm writing and the softly, falling snow. That is my favorite, like little
This interview
feathers.
is canceled, Bridget. We don't do snow around here anymore. Where do you live?
I'm in Utah, so I get all 4
Okay,
seasons.
you get it. Yes. Okay. I was like, maybe you're in a place that like doesn't get snow, so you think it's fantastic, but it's not. Your favorite type of lighting? That's the final question.
Candlelight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
it's
you
yummy.
write, are you writing on paper or do you type when you're
I
writing
do
books?
both. I
Yeah.
do a little bit of journaling, not as much as I wish I could, but my morning pages and a little bit of journaling I do just because I'm working on that reticular activating system and learning more about me. Otherwise, I'm a super fast typist, and that's the way I go.
Good. Well, you're a delight. I thank you so much for coming on and hanging out with me. I appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you for
Yeah.
inviting me and having me on here. You're such an extraordinary creature. I just love it.
I've been called many things, but not a creature before. I kind of like that. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Come back anytime.
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right. We'll take a break and be right back after this. Don't go away. Life is difficult. Are you feeling overwhelmed or like you could use a little support for your mental well being? Visit the Help Hub. It's the most comprehensive and inclusive free online destination for mental health resources, helpful tools, crisis hotlines, and supportive content. Just go to thehelphub.co to find the resources you need when you need them most. Unlike other resource pages, the Help Hub is divided into 16 different categories, ensuring that everyone in every community has access to the resources and support that matches their unique needs. Find the help you're looking for at thehelphub.co. Welcome back. Did y'all have a good weekend? I had a fantastic weekend. I went to Carolina Beach in Wilmington, North Carolina, the first time going to the beach since I've been living in South Carolina, and it was the best weekend ever. I could not have asked for anything better. I want to thank Tony and Becky and Craig for making me feel so special on my weekend before my birthday, because my birthday is tomorrow. And so it was just great to not do anything and hang out with friends and eat way, way too much. But it was a great weekend. Yeah. My birthday is tomorrow. And if you're like, gosh, he gives us great shows every day. What can we give him? A coffee. Buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/make your day richer. And, it's the final week of season 1 of Make Your Day Richer. And if you contribute to our Make Your Day Richer coffee, buy me a coffee campaign, season 2 could be right around the corner. So I'd love you for that if you helped us out there. All right, go make your day richer. Go make somebody else's day richer. You've made mine by watching this show, and I love you for it. Tomorrow is my birthday, so tune in for that. All right? Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.